It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host Noelle Winters Herzog.
Hello.
Hi, Noelle. Noelle, I'm obsessed with our theme song.
Okay, Tracey, I keep telling everybody about it. I'm like, even if you don't listen to the podcast, listen to the theme song.
Okay, do you sing it in your head in the middle of the night all night long?
Yes. It's one of those things that I like to repeat to myself.
Yep. Same.
Yep. It's
I
like
know.
a mantra.
It is the catchiest thing. Guys, if you like our if you like our new theme song, which you do because it's the best, make sure you follow the creator, the musician behind the artist that just gave us this beautiful, beautiful gift to the world at 90 Day Jingles on Instagram. Her name is Abigail, and she changed our lives.
Oh, she's wonderful. And she's also like the nicest person.
She's super nice, but guess what? She makes like legit 90 Day Jingles. Like she sings about all of the cast, and it's so funny.
I remember you discovered, and you were like, Noelle, you have to go to this woman's
She
page.
makes song parodies, and she makes them about the cast of 90 Day Fiancé. So
Very
guys, make
Weird
sure
Al.
It's very Weird Al. I love it so much. We're here to talk about Happily Ever After Season 5, Episode 8, and The Other Way, Season 2, Episode 10.
Ooh, I'm ready.
I feel like, so this week, I allow 1.5 pages per person on Happily Ever After.
Okay. Yeah, that's about what I do per person.
I had a half of page for every person.
Okay, the only person that I had even anything long-ish for is Andrei and Libby, obviously. But like, it still wasn't long.
No, I had more for Kaylani and Asuelo. Why can't I even say their names?
I don't know.
I don't know what's happening with my speech. If anyone is like some kind of speech pathologist, please contact me because I don't know what's happening.
It's true. You'll be like, Devon.
Devon.
Like, wrong
Davon.
show.
I'm having a big problem. Guys, if you want more of me and Noelle, and you do, go to patreon.com/Trash Talk Podcast and make sure you subscribe because there are over 100 bonus episodes. We have all different kinds of podcasts there, and you'll never have to listen to another podcast ever again.
That's the truth.
Just saying. So let's start off Happily Ever After Season 5, Episode 8. Let's start off with Larissa.
So what is she bringing to the table this season exactly? Like,
she's
why
just
are
gonna
we
fight
doing
with different
this?
men.
Yeah, why are we doing this?
We want to because we want to see the evolution of her face.
Tracey, it is really evolutionizing.
It is very evolutionary.
I'm sitting here trying to give myself an eyebrow lift to see if I look like her. I don't.
You don't. No. And you know, it's so funny because I feel like it happened so slowly that I almost didn't even notice it.
And now you're suddenly like, how didn't I notice this happen?
And then when they do a split screen, I'm like, wait a minute.
Right. Because she
then
was so cute.
Yeah, but I also think I mean, this is an awful thing, but I think like, why not me?
You want to look like Larissa?
No, but like, I mean, she did have a glow up regardless.
Okay, she had a glow up, but I will say this. If I was going to spend, I don't know, what would you say, $10,000 face?
Yes.
If I was going to spend that much money on my face, I would have my gums cut so I wasn't all gums when I smiled constantly.
Oh, no, that actually can be fixed with some Botox.
Really?
Yes, there's a muscle that's too tight. And if you loosen that muscle up, because I used to be obsessed with, and I can't find it anymore. There was this plastic surgeon from the UK that used to do like injectables.
Okay.
But like the best I've ever seen in my whole life.
Stop it.
Yeah. And they used to do gummy smiles all the time.
Yeah.
And they used to do Botox. I think it's like underneath the muscle of the lip, like not the top of it. And it used to bring the mouth down. And then they used to do like a little bit of filler in the lip.
First of all, that's amazing. You know, I'm not I judge, we play on this show, but I don't really care. Like if I meet somebody, I don't really judge. I don't like a lot of gum. That's something I just,
okay,
I don't
you're
think
not
it's
gonna
attractive.
You're not going to date Larissa. Davon also has a lot of gum.
She does have a lot of gum. And also she has very nice Photoshop skills.
Oh, let me tell you something. I want to hire her to edit every photo I've ever taken, even if it's not of me, like even if it's of the sunset.
Yeah, I would love it. It's like, how, did she go to school for this? Like, is she an editor?
That's
this
what
her
she does.
job?
That's why she was like, I left such an amazing life back in the States. It's like she was a multi-million-dollar photo editor.
Yeah, she invented Facetune.
She invented her own face.
She did invent her own face, which is really nice in pictures.
Very good in pictures. So let's talk about Larissa. So she called Natalie. So Natalie is this woman that Eric had dated when they broke up.
Right.
And she sounds like she might be Brazilian as well.
Yeah, I think that Eric and Colt, they have a type.
Sure. So now she decides that she's going to confront Eric.
Right. And she confronts him, and it gets her nowhere, basically. He was frustrating and annoying.
He was so guilty, though, and so annoying. He said that she's digging up the dead. I mean, he's turning the tables on her so badly. That's like, there's so many memes about like men cheating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, just like he's mad at her for going through the phone.
Well, that's the thing. That would be like, say a guy sleeps with someone else, and it's like, well, you weren't sleeping with me enough. Oh, okay. So if I slept with you more, then you wouldn't have done it.
Right. Or just blaming her and everything. So
yep.
Also the other thing that we find out in this scene that he is not heterosexual.
Okay. I don't know if that he's not a heterosexual or he's just not a sexual, because there's something wrong with him.
Yeah. And I'm not even saying that homosexuality is wrong.
No. The way he talks.
Oh, well, that is called a personality disorder.
Okay, well, maybe that's what it is. It's like he has crazy eyes, like not his sexuality.
Oh yeah, no,
that's like crazy
that's separate.
eyes.
That's a separate problem. Yes, but
okay. So why do you think he is a homosexual?
I think it's the way he expresses himself.
I think it's because he was. What was he doing? He was organizing. What are they? Cards. He was organizing greeting cards while they were talking. And I'm like, that is a homosexual thing, because my husband wouldn't even know where to buy a card.
I dare you to ask your husband what a greeting card is right now.
Right. That's the thing. Like, he was organizing a greeting card. Like, here's Christmas. Here's birthday.
Well, I mean, I don't think that you should be so homophobic just because he is prepared for every season.
I just wish more men were like that.
You know what?
What?
Same.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to have to prepare for all the holidays alone.
So she bought him a phone. She said that she had to buy him a phone because, quote, he's very cheap. And do you think that maybe it's because he doesn't have any money?
I mean, I have never met anybody as cheap as they are that doesn't have a phone.
Right.
Right.
Because everyone has a phone.
Right. I think he just doesn't have any money, or maybe he knew she would buy it and he kind of played the card.
Well, she did say that her face is $10,000. So a lot of people are like, how did she pay for this face? She doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. She's doing Cameo, and that is what's paying for her face.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought maybe she had a sugar daddy. That's really what I thought.
No, it's Cameo. So, guys, if you are getting any kind of cameos from Larissa, which you absolutely should.
Sure.
Just know that you contributed a little bit to her smile, literally.
Oh, you contributed to those lips, huh?
Just saying. So he admits everything. He's like, yeah, so what if I said everything that you're saying? And he goes, Larissa, you're like Dolly Parton or something.
It's like, what does that
What?
mean?
What?
Because she had on a robe. You're wearing your robe like Dolly Parton? Like, what?
Another thing that and again, not being homophobic, a lot of heterosexual men may not make a reference like that.
To Dolly Parton?
He also loves the Golden Girls and Cher.
Right. He loves George
Madonna.
Michael. Prince.
Madonna's his idol. Okay, well, sorry, guys. He said that she should actually apologize to him.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've been down that road before, too.
So she's afraid that they're going to get in such a bad fight that the cops are going to come.
I feel bad for her because she's starting to think that any time she has an argument with someone, they're going to call the cops.
Okay, but guess what?
What?
She kind of is attracting these people.
She is. I think that she just doesn't want to be alone, really.
Okay, but you had already had like kind of an incident with Eric.
Yeah.
And he knows all about your incidents with Colty.
Yeah, that's true. Like he could use it against her.
Exactly. Like, please don't. So now she's very, very sad. She goes to Carmen's house, and Carmen has the cutest little baby chihuahuas. Do you see these?
Oh my God, the little white one, little brown one. So cute.
So cute. So now, the thing that I really love about Carmen is that Carmen and I are not soul sisters. You know what I mean? Like, we're not connected, because Carmen does her hair exactly the way I used to do for picture day in grade school.
Why? What is? I'm trying to think how she had her hair. I thought it was just straight.
Carmen's, no. Oh, you would think that, but
Yeah.
because your memory erases. That's what happens. I think it was the trauma that ignored what was really happening with her hair. So although her hair is straight, right, she does have a bang. But it's a very wispy bang that's coming down here, right? And it's a little curled, and then the rest of her hair does a swoop. And it's just this very nice swoop where you could just set it with a little bit of hairspray.
Tracey, I want to tell you, when I was like in, I don't know, 4th or 5th grade, that was my dream haircut. And my hair was so curly, I couldn't do it.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. I will tell you that I had this haircut and my dreams did not come true. So
listen, your mother still has the glamour shots hanging up. I know.
It's all I have, Noelle.
Oh, you did have that haircut. So cute.
So she tells Carmen what happened, and she is like, listen, I'm not shocked at all. She basically was like, I told you so.
Right.
And she said, you settled for this guy. What do you expect?
And she's right. She's like, you just want to be with someone that you think loves you.
Right. So now David calls, the roommate calls, and this guy, such a condescending, you know what?
Oh, he was such a jerk.
Yeah.
He was so nasty.
He's like, hello.
Huh.
She's like, you called me?
Mm-hmm.
You
And
do
he's
call
like,
me?
no, Eric called. I'm just calling you back.
I'm picking up the phone
Right,
now.
or I'm picking up the phone. Right.
And he's like, if you don't give him the phone back, he'll call the cops.
Yeah, he's doing exactly what you said Eric would do. Yep.
I know. And then all of a sudden her hair just starts filling with dandruff.
Oh my God, Tracey, it was snowing suddenly. It was snowing. It
No wonder
snows
she had
in
a jacket on.
Vegas. But did you notice that the dogs kept changing on Carmen's lap? 1 minute she had the white one, 1 minute she had the brown one. Yeah.
It was very, 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 it was a big telling point that the editing was not amazing.
Yeah, it's like, guys, don't you know that we're versed on Chihuahuas? We're going to notice.
I know the difference. So she said that she's sad because he's the person she loves.
That's not true. That's not true.
Larissa, you're playing yourself, girl.
They don't even they don't have any chemistry, nothing. Like I neither did her and Colt, but like, come on. Colt got her here to America, but there's no
Right.
reason she had to be with Eric.
No, that was really silly.
Yeah.
So now the doorbell rings. Dun, dun, dun. She's like, oh my God, is it the copsies?
Right, and the woman's like, Carmen just answers the door and just goes outside and closes the door behind her.
Right?
No, it's probably
Yeah.
like the pizza guy or something.
I know. It's probably like the neighbor going like, I got a piece. I got your Con Ed bill in my mail.
Do you have a cup of sugar I could borrow?
Speaking of a cup of sugar, what a sweetie pie. Let's talk about Andrei.
Ooh. Okay, Tracey, that is the opening scene. Hottest tea I've ever seen in my life.
This was scalding lava hot tea.
I've never seen anything like this. And I'm like, I love this, but like, this will burn your hand off if you spill it.
Well, you know what really takes the edge off of a burning, scalding hot cup of tea? Just some head cheese.
Meat Jello.
It's head cheese.
Isn't that called like aspic or something like that?
Oh, I don't know. I just know it's head cheese.
I know that Julia Child used to make it, and she made like a fish one or like a beef one. Yeah, it was
Okay.
like fish in gelatin.
Let me tell you something. That is so disgusting
I know.
that I feel like I can't even breathe when I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about gefilte fish on a different podcast, on my Only in New York podcast. And I was talking about it with my co-host Hemda, who's Jewish, and we were talking about Jewish food. And I said, gefilte fish is like if fish was toothpaste.
That is a great comparison.
Isn't that disgusting?
Yeah, listen, I have a jar of it in my fridge because my husband and his family eats it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not
Like,
okay.
they're the only people I've ever met that eat it and enjoy it. Because people will eat it because it's tradition.
No, I know.
But they
No.
enjoy it.
Is
that a thing? Really?
Yes. And I had a vegetarian Jewish friend who would eat vegetarian gefilte fish. Yup.
Really?
Yeah, they would just make it taste like that.
Oh, like vegan fish sticks, how they have
Yes,
that. Yeah, they have like
disgust.
fish essence.
It's like, oh, good. It tastes like rot. How do you
Good, my
get such an
kitchen
authentic-
stinks. Yay.
How do you get such an authentic rot smell
Oh.
without actual fish bones?
God, gross.
All right, so he's eating some head cheese, and she's like, "What is this?" And he's like, "It is all different parts of whatever in gelatin." And then she takes a piece of it and eats it, and she doesn't like it.
Listen, she's ride or die though. Because I would be like, no, thank you.
Elizabeth, he just told you what it was.
And she still went for it.
I know, and she put a whole piece in her mouth, not even like a little lick.
That was like when they did for the wedding, the tasting. She just
Yes.
eating all the head
She's
meats.
real crazy. She is really crazy.
I know.
All right, so now he asked if she's sobered up. She's like, I drank a glass of wine yesterday.
He's like, no, you were drunk.
He's like, no, you're blacked out drunk. So he said that she's like super cranky and she's not really going to cancel the wedding.
Right, but then he's like, you wanted your dream wedding. And she's like, but it's like, did she want this wedding? Is this
He's
her?
convinced
It's
her.
him.
No, he
Yeah.
said that she was the one that wanted this wedding. And then she's the one that also changed her mind about wanting him to be working, staying home with the baby.
Okay, watching him, I started to question myself. And I'm like, did I watch what I thought I watched?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She tells her family that he plays video games all day, which I think is hilarious.
So do I.
And he's like, listen, Elizabeth, look at me in the eye. I have a laser pointer. Okay, great. You told me, repeat after me. You told me
Right.
that you wanted me to be home with the baby because that's who's going to watch the baby. And she's like, no, my mom could watch the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, that's not what you said. Your mom moved.
It's like, and then she's like, he's getting too comfy. He's turning into a homebody. He was never like that before. And
Yeah,
it's like,
he's not getting too comfy. He's living off the
He's-
land. This
yeah.
is nice for him.
this is nice for most people, to be honest.
Yeah. So now they all go eat at a castle with some friends.
I know. This castle looks fun. I would go there.
Okay, well, we know that this is a recipe for disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that because they bring out the infamous pig fat flour.
That's exactly what I wrote. Pig fat flour. What the hell? That I would probably try because I would try some.
Yeah, but I think it's like
accoutrement.
gooey. It's not like crispy.
I feel like it's probably like uncooked bacon.
Yeah, delish. Okay, great.
Uh-huh.
Not good. Not good. Her dad, so you had to eat the pig fat and then you had to take a shot of vodka.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that is very, very Eastern European.
So now they talk about their childhood, and all they talk about is like vandalizing other people's houses.
I know we would break windows for fun. It's like, oh God, okay, we used to play Ring and Run. That was the extent of it.
Yeah, no, he's like real intense. So now his friend is there, and this is the guy that he lived in Ireland with. And he's like, so why did you go live with Andrei in Ireland? He's like, well, actually, Andrei went there first.
Right. And meanwhile,
And he's like,
Andrei
why did
made
he
it seem
go
like
there?
that wasn't true.
Yeah, and then Andrei's like, I won't say.
I mean, like you said last week, I think that he's trying to make it a
Yes.
thing, and it's nothing.
Because now Charlie asks what he did in Ireland, and he goes, none of your business. We already know that he was a fake bouncer.
Right. And like, who cares? Also, you guys are married with a kid already. You're not going to call off the second wedding.
Right. So now, I mean, you could. You're still married. Haha.
Right. Right.
So now Charlie and Chuck are asking about when they met. And they're like, oh, did he talk about Elizabeth? Blah, blah, blah. And he's trying to get into a fight. So now they stand up and they're going to like square up. Come on, guys.
Basically, their chest bumping each other.
Yeah.
That's all,
All
it
right,
was.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't fight in Florida?
But that's what I mean. Like, it's so lame. They're poking the bear by asking all these questions. But it's also like, who cares? Just tell them that's your father-in-law. Don't you want to be
Exactly.
a little friendlier with them?
Nope. I do
Nope.
not like them. Let's talk about Kehlani and Isuelo. He's bringing his family some Samoan gifts. He's bringing them canned corned beef for $48. And he also wants to buy them a shirt that says father in Samoan.
But listen, they go to the Samoa bodega. That's what they're
literally.
at.
But
Yeah.
he wants to buy a shirt that says father for someone else. And she's like, for who? And he goes, for anyone.
Right. Like for his sister.
Well, I mean, anyway. She wants to buy gifts and not give money, and he said both. So he wants to give his mom $1,000, and she said that that's unrealistic because he works part-time. And he says, this is a quote, God will make a way.
He goes, don't scroll your eyes.
Oh my God, he's so funny. So she said that they should definitely give his mom $1,000, and then while they're at it, they should give her dad $1,000, and then they could pray that they could pay their bills.
Yeah, she's right. Usually I think she's like a bitch, but like she's grown on me a lot. Like I don't know how she deals.
This episode, she is so funny.
She's really funny. Even just the looks on her face, she's very funny.
She's so funny. I could be friends with her. So he said, how much should I give them? She goes, $50. And he's like, $50? She's like, okay, $100. Now, this is what I don't understand. They buy all these gifts. The gifts come out to $191.50.
Right. They could have just given them that money.
Can we just give them $300 and call it a day?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
He's basically packing a whole mini mart in his
Also, does he have to give his mom and sisters money or just his mom?
I don't know who gets, or do they split the $1,000?
Right.
I don't know. So now they're flying up to Washington, and her sister's going to come to watch the kids, but she's flying up separately. So now she's praying before the flight.
She's probably praying like, I hope we crash and I'm okay and the kids are okay.
End of list of people I care
Yes.
about. Okay.
Yes. End of list. Don't care what happens to anything else. Leave me on the side of the road. I don't care.
So her prayer is going on, and he's trying to talk through her prayer, and she's like, excuse me, I'm still praying. He's like, your prayer is really big. Mine's really little. And she's like, yeah, but size doesn't matter, right?
That was so funny. And she calls him a demon. She's like, shut up, demon.
So now she starts talking real. And she's like, I drank a lot of coffee.
Oh, yeah.
And I might have to poop on the plane. And I'm very scared because I don't want to poop on the plane. I've never pooped on the plane. Only one time have I even ever peed on a plane.
And that's because she was pregnant and had to extra hydrate.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you something. I have never been in an airplane bathroom.
I've been in an airplane bathroom, but that's because I had to fly constantly to go see my mom. Eventually, you got to pee.
Nope.
But that's because I was a kid, though, too. You think now I had been in one? Oh, my God. I haven't been in an airplane bathroom in years. Yeah.
When I was a wee tot,
yeah,
I went to Disney World twice as a child.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I feel like that was so not your speed as a kid.
I mean, it didn't really matter. I didn't have a lot of say in the speed of my life when I was 6.
I just feel like you weren't into it.
I wasn't allowed to stay behind.
Fend for yourself. You probably could have, though.
I definitely could have. That's for sure. And I will tell you, and my mother's listening to this, so she can confirm, I did not pee in Disney World.
I've never peed in Disney World. I have never peed in there, and I've been there a lot.
I feel like you and I have peed in Disney World together.
Have we?
I feel like yes.
I feel like you and I stood in the smoking area together because you used to stand with me while I smoked, but that's about it.
No, I feel like we've definitely peed together.
All right. Well, if we did, it was definitely together because I could tell you that I used to have anxiety because when I would go with my mom constantly to Disneyland, my mom has to pee. She has the smallest bladder ever.
Yes.
She would constantly pee. It would freak me out because she'd be in there forever. There'd be so many kids and I could never stand in there. And I always got anxious in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad that's over.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you and I don't have to go on an airplane. And I'm glad that we don't have to go to Disney. We don't have to pee anywhere foreign.
Thank you. So now they're flying out of the St. George Airport, which is, I love St. George, Utah.
I've never been there.
What a beautiful, it's like Red Rock country. Very beautiful.
Oh, it's so nice.
So now, okay, so the baby, Kennedy,
yeah,
looks just like her.
Okay, but he's gorgeous. He's the cutest thing.
And then the other one looks like him, Oliver.
Oliver looks just like him.
All right, so she starts cursing, and then Oliver starts repeating it.
And then she's like, but I love to curse. Now I can't curse anymore.
That was funny. So now she said they've been traveling all day long. They had connecting flights. You had a connecting flight. This flight was 1 hour. This flight,
that's what I was thinking.
this flight is not even a long flight. How did you have a connecting flight? I don't understand that. This is like when Ed went to the Philippines.
Yes.
Flew out of San Diego and connected in LA. It's like drive.
But that's what I mean. Okay, when she said that there was 2 airplanes, he slept on both airplanes. I'm like, isn't it like an hour and a half flight?
They connected.
I don't understand.
With 2 children.
I don't understand.
Okay. Well, you shouldn't because that's crazy.
Because also what I've noticed looking at flights is I know that sounds crazy. Connecting flights are usually more expensive.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, they've been traveling literally all day. They could have driven there.
Yes.
Okay. She said that they need to go to sleep. Yeah, they need to go to sleep because now it's nighttime and they've traveled all day long. They have 2 kids. The baby is screaming to the top of his lungs.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't he drop them off at the Airbnb and then
go see his family? That's exactly what I thought.
And let him go all night long. Let him sleep there. Who cares? You're not going to be conscious.
But here's the thing. It would save her so much like aggravation with him because now he's going to be a baby and now he's going to curse and throw a tantrum.
He is her 3rd child. I would be like, you're a teenager. You can go see your family by yourself. I'll drop you off at the mall. You can play with your friends. You're old enough.
You're so right, though. I absolutely would have just let him go.
Oh, my God. I guess she thinks like they're a team. Blah, 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 blah.
I don't know. I don't think that way. I'd be like, you could just go the whole time and I'll just stay here.
Same.
Yep.
Like you, and also like let your mom come here then.
Yeah. Also, right. Why can't they come here? And also, shouldn't they respect that the kids need to sleep?
Okay, but why can't they get to the Airbnb, put the kids to sleep, and then hang out with his mom and sister downstairs?
Right. Mm-mm.
There was a lot of things
for
that
solutions.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of solutions, let's talk about Colt.
Oh, his music I'm never going to get over.
So they're going to Sao Paulo to meet her friends because that's kind of like where she grew up.
Right.
And they have to say goodbye to her family. And his family gave them gifts.
They were really, really nice to them.
Super nice to Debbie.
Yeah.
They gave her Javianas, which are my favorite flip-flops.
I love Javianas. That's all I have.
So now Colt sneaks off to talk to her dad. And he
Gross.
gets his translator out. And he starts off like this.
Tell me.
Hola, señor.
¿Cómo está usted?
I'm like, stop it right now. So her dad says yes. He's like, marry her, whatever. I don't care. So her family is crying because they don't know when she's going to see them again. But her visa expires in 6 months.
Okay, but so before Debbie even said it, that was my first thought. Like, wait a minute. Isn't she going to see them in 6 months?
Okay, so now Colt and her are like kind of like plotting against Debbie, and they're in the
Right.
car. And she's like, why wouldn't you see your family? Your visa expires. And she's like, and Colt's like, yeah, you won't see your family probably for 9 months to a year.
Right. And then Debbie's like, well, what does this mean? And she's like, well, I may have plansies.
Maybe we get married?
It's like, huh? I thought that this was the whole thing that wasn't going to happen because you were saying you were going to go back to Brazil.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So he said that he was talking to her dad about football.
Right. Okay. He doesn't know his ass from his elbow and he follows
Right?
football.
I know. And Deb's like, that wasn't even a good lie, but whatever. I'm
Right.
going to try to stop this.
Mm-hmm.
So now they go to Sao Paulo, and Deb thinks it's like New York City. So it's basically just like a big city.
Right. And they got 2 rooms this time on different floors
Okay. I like that they had to have different floors too.
because she's that loud, I guess. Gross. Gross.
So Deb is alone. So now she's going to FaceTime Vanessa. She loves Vanessa.
I know. And that's so funny because it's like, does she love Vanessa because Vanessa and Colt aren't together and because everybody hates Vanessa?
No, I think she
know?
likes Vanessa because Vanessa's nice. And I think she likes Vanessa because Vanessa likes the cats.
Well, that's true. And Vanessa has very nice makeup on. Her eyeshadow looks
Okay.
unbelievable.
But she had so much makeup on.
Well, she knew. At least she prepared. Some of these people.
She went to the Mac store and she got
Yes.
her makeup did.
Well, because some of these people look like, pig vomit on this show.
Seriously. So now she tells her about Colt's chat with Dad.
Yeah, I mean, she tells her everything basically. Like,
I love it.
I think, yeah, so do I, because I like that Vanessa is on Deb's side. She doesn't give him the benefit of the
Yes.
doubt.
I like it. So now there's a knock on the door, and she's like, "Okay, Vanessa, I have to go. I have to go. I have to go. I have to go."
The look on your face.
So Deb goes out with her friends, with Jess's friends. So now they come into her room, and they're
Right.
like, "Do you want to come out with her friends?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't know."
But why would she want to?
But why is she even? She's fishing for an invite. She wants them to beg her.
Oh, you think she was fishing for an invite?
Noelle, if you
Yeah.
said to me, "Do you want to go to a bar tonight?" Go ahead, do it.
Tracey, do you want to go to a bar with me tonight?
No.
But Tracey, maybe you just come to the
No.
bar. See, I like
That's-
that.
Yeah, because that's how I feel. But if I wanted to go to the bar, but I want you to beg me, try it again.
Okay. Tracey, do you want to come with me to a bar tonight?
I don't know. Why? Did you want me to go?
Yeah, I would really like you to come. I want to go out with you tonight.
Me?
Yeah, I think you should come. I think you would have a lot of fun if we're
You
away.
really want me to come that bad?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing there. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, I got to tell you, the respect for Deb has grown like crazy.
Oh, okay. This was so good. Her little smirk too throughout this whole thing.
She
was the
played
best.
this so great. All right. So now she's like, "Oh, Colt, Vanessa just sent me a video of Sprinkle Winkles, and he was just walking on a tightrope. Did you want to see it?" And
Sprinkle
Colt's
Winkles?
like, "Oh my god." And Jess is like, what did you just say? She's like, "Oh no, I just said that Vanessa sent me Vanessa sent me a picture of Sprinkle Winkles. He had a clown costume on. Did you want to see it? I just wanted to know if you wanted to see Sprinkle Winkles in a clown costume walking a tightrope."
Because Vanessa sent it to me.
So now Jess is mad. So Jess says, "F you."
Mm-hmm.
She said Vanessa is a B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she's like, Vanessa's just our good friend.
Good friend that want to have sex with Colty.
So
Like,
Deb,
what?
oh my God, the plans were beautiful. Good for you, Deb.
Yeah.
Can we send her something?
Seriously, she deserves like an edible arrangement for something like that.
She really does. So now Deb said that Jess is going to have big problems. She's like, if you can't take that her being friends with us, you're going to have big problems. You are a child. And Jess
She is.
walks out.
Good. You
Deb
know,
is 100% right.
she's absolutely right because Vanessa's doing them a favor. Number one, they really are just friends right now. And you know
She's-
what? Colt
okay,
has on a suede jacket or velvet. Who is he
I know.
attracting?
Seriously, Jess. All right. So now let's
Seriously.
speaking of attractive, let's talk about Angela and Michael.
All right.
He takes her to the most natural park. It's so natural that the monkeys are in cages.
I know. Seriously. As soon as he's like, oh, it's natural. Yeah, everything's in its habitat. And it's like, but they're in cages.
And then he feeds a baby monkey.
It was the cutest thing ever.
I loved it. So now Angela has chosen this outfit, and I really like it. So it's a yellow shirt.
Uh-huh.
It's pink pants.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's my exact, it's so weird that she did this. This is my exact headband that I wore in 3rd grade.
Yeah, you probably sent it to her as a gift.
I did. And it is the size of my head that was in 3rd grade. So it doesn't exactly fit on her head, but she just rocks it anyway.
It was
Thank you,
probably one
Angela.
of her grandkids.
It might have been.
Yeah.
So she tells him about the gynecologist, and he's like, "Why would you have gone to a United States gynecologist if you went to one here in Nigeria?" I'm
Right.
confused because they
So
found the egg.
Did you notice that, okay, you know she has on 35 necklaces?
Yeah, she's 5 chains.
She has, she's 5 chains. Her closest one to her Adam's apple is like a Playboy bunny. She wears a Playboy bunny in a little circle medallion around her neck. It's so small. I paused it and I really
very
looked at
dainty.
it. Yep. Uh-huh.
Well,
It
that's
was very
probably she
dainty
probably
Playboy
got that
bunny.
from her visit to the Playboy Mansion. Maybe Hugh gave it to her before
Oh,
his passing.
maybe. Hugh was like,
When
do
she
you want to
used to-
be a webcam girl?
She used to be one of the bunnies. And she also has the necklace that her and Michael used to wear, the M and the K.
Yep.
Or whatever it was, right? No, it was an A
No, it was
A and an M, or an A and a K. I think it was a K.
I don't remember what it was, but yeah, it was not an M. I think it was a K.
Yeah, and she has it wrapped around her wrist as a bracelet because I think her neck has outgrown it.
Well, her neck is out. Her neck, she doesn't have room. She has 35 chains.
So he questioned why she went again, and she said that this time they couldn't find the egg. And she might have cancer, and she might not be able to have a baby. So now she's angry that he will have a baby with someone else.
The way that she couldn't handle this is the first time we see like him have his own opinion about something, which I really liked. She's manipulating him. She knows damn well she can't have a kid.
Of course. So now they're going to video chat for the results. And she also says, she's like, listen, Michael, you're in or you're out. My grandkids are already attached to you. They already call you Papa.
Right. They're already attached to him.
They've never met you. And who told you to call?
Right.
You told them to call. Okay. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So she calls the doctor in the natural park. 'Cause they have service in the natural park.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor goes, oh, you must be Michael.
I've heard so much about you.
But she says it like it's a foreign name.
Yeah, well, she figures they're in Nigeria. You know, that can't be his name. Right. It's got to be like pronounced in some different way.
She's really dragging this out, this doctor. She's like, well,
yeah, I know.
Let me tell you about your blood work. So we looked at the blood. It was red. Upon first wow. Can you please, if you're a speech pathologist, please help me?
She needs help, guys.
Inspection.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It was red. And then we looked at it closely, and it was also like very like wet.
Mm-hmm. There was things in it, you know,
like all different kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, you know, it was blood. You know, we tested it just to make sure it was blood at first. And then we found out like it was blood and it was from a human. We tested to see if it was from a human. So that's good.
It was pretty bloody.
It was from a male. No, it was from a female. Yeah, it was from a female. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading this paper. So we found out you are a female and you have blood.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Congratulations. Mm-hmm.
So that's the good news, is that you are not dead.
Mm-hmm.
And you're healthy, but you need to stop smoking. And she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, you don't have cancer. Right. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, good. Can I get pregnant? And she goes, and this is a quote. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
The good news is that your biopsy was good.
Right. So she's not going to say no.
So she said you have high risks of death.
Right. I know. It was so scary.
And very bad medical issues.
Right.
Now, here's the thing.
What?
Could this doctor have possibly Skyped in her doctor uniform?
She wasn't in her doctor's uniform?
No, she was in like the foyer of her house.
Right. I noticed that, but I thought she had on a white coat.
No, she didn't. It's like you couldn't put on your lab coat. You couldn't have a better angle. You couldn't sit at a desk.
I know. It looked like she was in her pantry. She was probably filming where Yolanda filmed last season.
She who said this? Are you saying you don't want to have a baby? I guess that's Michael.
I guess that was Michael. Yep.
And then she takes a long drag of her cigarette.
Meanwhile, the doctor was like, you need to quit those. And she's like,
okay, now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So the doctor says, sure, have a baby. Does she quit smoking?
That's what I was wondering too. Right. Does she quit all the Coca-Cola?
Mm-mm. All right. Well, let's talk about Paul and Karini.
Okay.
So Paul meets his mom at a pet store, and they reminisce about the ferrets because they used to have some.
Right.
And his mom is like, wait a minute. Did I meet you here just so I could pay for your dog food?
But how did she fall for this? Like, don't you know by now?
She's also Paul's mom, so something happened.
That's
you know?
true. That is true.
And also, not only that, she's dealing with her own problems. Her eyebrows are fighting.
Her eyebrows are so upset. That's what I was going to say. They're feuding.
Yeah, one of them's on one side of her face, one of them's on the other side of the face. They won't even look at each other.
It looks like they look like sperm.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They look like commas, like tiny little commas.
Yeah.
So Paul said that it's really hard for him to get a job because he is a felon.
Okay. Go work in the kitchen in Applebee's. They'll hire
that is
you.
a true story.
Yeah.
That is a very true story.
They'll hire you. Yep.
It was like working at the kitchen in Applebee's was very similar to working at the kitchen in Rikers Island.
That's what I was gonna say. It's very similar to being a corrections officer in Rikers Island. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We were like the corrections officers. The cooks had a lot. Oh my God. They had so many teardrops tattooed on their face. It looked like they were crying hysterically.
I've never seen that many teardrops in my life.
So Karini's homesick and she's not confident in her body. So I'm thinking that Karini still has postpartum.
Sure, for sure. I think that it's just not recognized.
So his mom's like, oh, you're kind of like, what do they call that? A deadbeat.
I wouldn't want you either. And she's right. And she's like, you need to stop thinking about yourself. It's not fair to your child.
So he's like, I just need a very small bag of dog food. He gets a pickup truck to bring a forklift to bring this bag of dog food. And he's like, is this a good bag of dog food? He's trying to distract his mom.
Here's the thing, right? Our listeners have definitely watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In one part, Chevy Chase goes to Walmart with Cousin Eddie. And he's like, oh, Cousin Eddie, like, I know you don't, Cousin Eddie didn't have a job. And he's like, anything you need, like, we'll help you out with. And he just kept grabbing these giant bags of dog food for his dog Snots and putting it in the cart.
Yes.
That's what it reminded me of.
What are you doing? It's so funny. That's a very good comparison. So now he's leaving, and this part made me laugh out loud. He's leaving, and he's like, Mom, one more thing. Do you think that I look fat? Do you think I should join the gym? She's like, get away from me.
She's like, Paul, this is the last thing you need to be thinking of. And he's like, don't worry, Mom. I'll figure it out. I always do. And it's like, do you?
When?
When have you ever figured it out?
When? I'm just saying. Okay. Well, now let's talk about Tanya and Sinjin. So they're going to stay at a hotel in the city overnight so that they could go to JFK in the morning because they're going to South Africa to see his brother who had a blood clot.
Right. That's nice. And he seems to be a little antsy. He needs to go see his family.
Yes. So he's looking forward to drinking. That's what he said.
That's all he looks forward to anymore.
He wants her to relax. And then he's talking more about drinking.
You know what? It's crazy, though, because when we saw her last season or whatever season that was
drunk.
She was a drunk.
Yeah.
And now she was like partying, this, that.
Going out and drinking is quite a different animal than waking up and being drunk as soon as you wake up.
No, that's true. I just feel like
Every
she
day.
was so into partying and wanted to be like living off the land and this and that. Now suddenly she's not like that.
I know, but I think a lot of people are into partying, but maybe not into drinking all day or day.
Right, but I just feel like she was very much a drifter like him.
She definitely was.
Yeah.
She's changed. Now she's all settled down. Now she's a married woman.
Right.
And he's like, wait a minute. I didn't sign up for this.
Right.
I thought you were a crazy person.
Right. I thought
really
you were
liked
a monster.
her braids.
Okay, I really liked her skin. Her skin looked wonderful.
She looks good. So he doesn't want her to nag him.
Said every
when they
husband
get there.
ever.
Right.
Of course.
Okay, great. So now she wants to drink her tea before they leave. So she's going to speed sip her tea before they leave for the airport. But she's going to exhale sharply after every sip.
So here's the thing. I know someone that drinks smoothies this way. I just want to put this out there.
No, because she drank it very fast.
But the thing is, she's drinking it, then she's like, and it's like, how hot was this Andrei's
Yeah, but she's
tea?
drinking and then she's going,
But I didn't know what this was, but it was like, I couldn't believe. And then he goes, is that a magical cup?
Yeah, he's like, it's never ending. Okay, so now he's wearing flip-flops. It's cold out and he's going on a plane. I wouldn't want to wear flip-flops even if it was hot out and I was going on a plane.
I've never worn flip-flops on a plane. That's another thing we haven't done on a plane.
Well, he doesn't want to wear shoes at all.
No, he thinks he's like a nomad, this guy.
He really does.
Yeah.
So did they fly on a bus to South Africa? Because this is like, did they take Spirit Airlines?
Yes. Or Tower Air.
This is like a Southwest flight.
No, it wasn't something I'd be comfortable in.
So his mom and sister pick him up. And I got to tell you, there is something that is not regulated about his sister's emotions.
Tell me what you think.
I don't know, but there was something wrong.
I took it as more I don't know. I felt like she was like a little too in love with her brother. That was it.
The way that she was speaking was not even keeled.
Okay. Or maybe a little Paul-esque.
Something was going on there. So now his mom was shocked when they got married. So basically she doesn't like Tanya. She doesn't want him to be married.
Yeah.
And she said the wedding happened so quickly and it happened more on the Tanya side.
Right. So basically Tanya pushed him into it.
Well, now they're in South Africa and they're showing the town. And they basically
everything looks so nice.
I know. And they show an entirely feathered chicken being boiled alive.
Tracy, I wanted to gouge my eyeballs out.
I'm like, what is happening?
Why are they doing this? Right. It's
why are you
like,
making,
why are
you're
they
making
doing
feather
this?
soup on the street? Is that a South African delicacy? Feather soup? Or were they just
be
bathing
the name
him?
of this episode? Oh God!
But what
I'll be
was
laughing
that?
about this all day. I don't know. They
Oh my
showed it. I'm like, what did they do? They do all of these countries so dirty.
I know, they really do. It's like they'll show like Vegas, but then they like show like dogs eating raw meat in an alleyway, and you're like, what does that even mean?
Right?
Why is this happening?
No, it's so
Do you
true. It's
remember
like,
when they did a bum fight?
yes,
For Sumi.
yes, they did a bonfire, or they'll just show like a monkey on a car.
I know.
Yeah.
It's not right. Anyway, let's speed this up.
Mm-hmm.
So, where were we? The feather soup, right? Okay.
The feather
So
soup. They're gonna go
hanging out with-
shopping.
They're hanging out with his mom and his sister. They go to the grocery store and they buy so much ramen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Lots of noodles.
His mother and his sister's name are Charmaine and Charis.
Mm-hmm. No, it's good. Everybody here, Kalani.
Everyone has the same
Good,
name. Okay,
uh-huh.
so his mom has a necklace like him. They have like, I don't know, stone
It
necklaces.
looked like a heart. I thought it looked like a real
him
heart.
and Tanya had it. They used to wear it. So he wants to move back. He said that they fight because he likes a beer once in a while. Right, sure.
All of the while.
Yes, every day is the while and all minutes are the while. So his mom said that she's very demanding and his mom said that they need to compromise. And his sister is like really feeding into his mom. And his mom is like, you know what? We should talk to Tanya and get her side of the story. Guess what? You're not a lawyer.
Yeah, also, it's not your business. No offense, but like, imagine my in-law came to me like, oh, tell me about your relationship. Fuck off.
No. Get
No.
away from me. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about The Other Way, Season 2, Episode 10. Ariella and Binyam. Binyam is wearing a USA shirt, like how Michael was wearing USA underwear.
Well, here's the thing. Ariella had on very cute gold sneakers. That's what I was looking at.
Oh, I didn't notice
yeah,
that.
they
So
were
now
so
they-
cute.
They go to dinner with his family, and his sisters are going to take care of her. That was very nice. They were like, we
They were
got
so
her.
nice.
They were, except for when they fed her and her mom an open fist of raw meat with butter. Now, I wouldn't have had such...
It was an open fist sandwich.
It really was. So sometimes they get sick, but don't worry, they take medicine when they eat this. Great.
And then they were still willing participants in the open
These are,
faced
I know,
meat.
seriously. I bet you that Elizabeth would have loved that.
Oh, for sure. For
Would've
sure.
taken
She'd
an
be like,
open
give
fist
me
right to the mouth.
seconds.
So they feed each other. That's like their sign of like love and everything. So her mom doesn't like that he's a dancer at night. And the sisters are scared that she's going to take the baby back to America because, you know what, that actually happened before. So that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they take her mom to this empty bar to show his performance. And he's dancing with his ex-girlfriend. Her mom is trying to stir the pot. Her mom is like, oh, she's really cute. Very flexible.
She's planting insecurities in this woman.
I got to tell you,
Yeah.
her mom made me laugh so hard, though.
Oh,
Her
no, it was
face-
really funny. Yeah.
So this was a very racy dance for an empty dive bar.
Tracey, he was playing the bongos on her butt.
She really was. So her mom said that she sees chemistry between them, and he's wearing a shiny shirt. And I got to tell you, Ari is like just talking over him. She's obnoxious.
She's obnoxious. I like him so much more than her.
Yeah. So he tells this whole story about how his ex got mad. He had lipstick on his shirt and blah, blah, whatever.
Tried
Shut
to
up.
take it out for 3 hours. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
I don't
3
care.
hours. Get a new
Yeah.
shirt. Throw your shirt
Okay.
away. Come on.
Right. Go
Say
home
you got lit on
shirtless. Who
fire.
cares? Right.
Let's talk about Jehoon and Devon.
Okay, I'm ready to talk about Devon and Junie.
All right, Devin and Jehoon, fine. So he walks out of the restaurant. That's where we find out. And she wants to go
Right.
outside.
Right.
So the mom said that she wants her to forget the past. And the dad is like, hello. He let her down. She's upset. And his mother is like, listen, you get out of here so I could talk to the camera by myself, and kicks his dad out of confessional.
And that's why Jehoon is the way he is.
Yep. So Devin is sitting on the floor in a parking lot in the rain. This is very dramatic.
Yeah, she's not having a good time anymore.
No, he said that he was very selfish, but he didn't take her seriously because it was long distance. And he said that after the baby was born, reality hit. And then also he still didn't do anything.
Well, here's the thing. I think that he's half telling the truth. Like, yeah, he didn't take her seriously.
Right, but he still doesn't. That's the problem. So she said that if, in order for her to stay there right now, he has to transfer her $3,000 right now. So his mom gets the bank book. They go to the ATM, and his mom is like, this is child's play. She's so annoyed. So he gives her the cash, and she puts it on the side, and she starts crying. And I got to tell you, I know why she's crying.
Why?
She didn't want that cash. She wanted to go back home. She's like, great. Now I have to keep my ends of the deal up.
That's true. Like, because if I was her, I would just be like, I'm just going back home. Like, I wouldn't deal with that anymore.
Absolutely. So now they're on a dirty couch with the kids in a hotel, and Jehoon comes over to chat, and they're in a duplex hotel room.
Okay, I've never seen anything like this. First of all, this between the stained couch and the stairs, what was this?
I don't know. So he wants another chance. She's speaking slower and slower than I've ever seen her. And she said that his money needs to go into a joint account because she wants to use it to find another apartment. And she said after 1 month, she'll leave if he doesn't change. And then he hugs her and smushes the baby.
Okay, well, that child is the cutest thing ever.
I love that child.
I love him. He was sleeping on her, just like open mouth, head on shoulders. So cute.
Well, let's talk about not the cutest thing in the world, Tim and Melisa.
On Twitter, they call him String Cheese.
Yes, String. Well, that's because that's his nickname. So,
oh yeah, that's right. Duh.
She lights her stove with a match, and he said that he really missed her cooking, and he is really going on and on about these eggs in a very not okay, not balanced way.
Okay, I was very upset the way he was acting about this food.
He's acting very weird about the chorizo, who's also one of my best friends. That's a dachshund from Australia. That is my best friend's name, Chorizo. She told him that she told her mom about the cheating, and now he's crying because he loves her dad so much. And she has no emotion. She just keeps looking at him.
Yeah, she is. The thing is, why did you have him come? Just to torture him?
I
Because you don't
know,
like
but
him.
I got to tell you, he needs a lot of help. And what he should do is he should go to BetterHelp online counseling, because right now he's in Colombia, and BetterHelp online counseling is worldwide, and they could absolutely help him with these problems, because you can talk to them about anything: relationship problems, stress, anxiety. It's so amazing, guys. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp. They are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. BetterHelp online counseling can change your life. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting BetterHelp.com/fiance. Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/fiance.
Holla.
So she just looks at him, no emotion. So they go to her parents' house, and her mom puts on her game face and says hello to him, hugs him. Very nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm scared of her mom.
For sure. But the food looks very good. I will say that.
Definitely way less scary than in Moldova.
Yes. They sit down, and the first thing his mom says is, Tim is very fat.
Yeah, I mean,
She was
Listen.
OD mean.
That's the thing. Like, you're shaming him in front of people now. Like, why don't you say
Okay,
he's
but
a
she's
womanizer?
pretending like he doesn't speak Spanish, but he kind of does. And he says that he knows. He said he eats a lot and he has no exercise. And here I feel bad for him because he's being like shamed. It's very uncomfortable.
It was so uncomfortable. Listen, you're mad at him because he cheated on your daughter. Fine, but don't say something like that.
Yeah. So her mom is giving dirty looks, and the dad's like, "Why are you here?"
Because I thought my daughter was moving to America.
Right. Well, the dad loves Tim, and I got to tell you, he speaks Spanish kind of okay.
Yeah, he does. Like, he's pretty good. He knows more than I thought he would.
Yeah, so now he's sitting there with the mom because the father and the sister get up and leave the room, and he starts crying. And I got to tell you, no one cares that he's crying.
No, because everybody's over it. Because who cares? Why is he here?
No one cares. All right. Speaking of no one caring, let's talk about Jenny and Sumit.
Oh, I all the way don't care.
So this is something that she said. She said that she knows the marriage will happen this time.
Okay. You knew it was going to happen last time too.
Just saying. So they go to dinner with his brother Amit. So it's Sumit and Amit.
Okay, what is happening on these shows?
Part of the application process is, do you have a family member that rhymes with your name?
Yes, it would be like Tracy and Macy.
That's my sister.
Yeah.
She's on Teen Mom.
Yep.
So they go to dinner with Amit, and it's so awkward. So he asks Amit if he talked to his parents, and he's like, yeah, they don't like her. Why are we doing this?
That's all there is to it. Why do we keep doing this?
He said that age is a factor, and if he marries Jenny, his entire family has no dignity.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's saying this and then just sitting there just like eating, drinking his water. Like,
he's
no
like,
fucks
everyone
given.
hates you and they want you to die. This is a very heavy cup that I'm drinking out of.
Yeah.
He's like, why don't you, Jenny, come and meet my parents to wrap this thing up? That was a quote.
Okay, but didn't she stay with them for months?
Yes, they don't like her. They don't want her.
Right.
He said just
it's over
basically,
with.
he's like, why don't you come over and say goodbye?
Right, basically. Because, like, it's over with. She lived with them. It's not happening.
Just saying. All right, guys. Well, this has been a very, very meaty episode. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you're following the podcast at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter. And you could go to TraceyCarnazzo.com because we have 90 Day Fiancé magnets for sale, and we have all different kinds of merch. We have other podcasts. Teen Mom Trash Talk. I have another podcast called Only in New York. Check it out. And make sure you follow Noelle at NoeGirl on Twitter and Noe_Bear810 on Instagram. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.